What is up, guys? Welcome to episode number 7 of the gaming podcast. Last time we were leveling in Northrend, and to be honest, I had some quests still left there, but I decided that I should immediately bounce to Pandara at level 80. Because to be honest, I do plan on my hunter completing all quests in the game and getting this tabard and the title as well. I believe it will reward you with if you do all the quests. So pretty much I will focus like mostly on just quickly gathering all quests, you know, smashing them all out. And what else? Yeah, just doing quests, dungeons, and trying to reach level 110 as soon as possible. I do have a guildmate who is waiting for me to join him on the max level, so better be quick. Okay, I think it's all good. Let's get going. Once we start doing the quests, I will put myself into the queue for the dungeon as well. Didn't level the DK for a couple of days, for 2 days. So it definitely feels nice to continue. Today was a bit of a rough day. I woke up with the news of hearing that US with UK and France decided to bomb the shit out of this area, you know? Never a good thing. I'm not sure how can you stop victims of gas attacks by bombing their country. It doesn't make much sense, to be honest. Maybe there is something that I don't know about the politics and how it works, but if you ask me, I call it BS, man.
We've been flying in this mist for hours, General. The crew grows uneasy.
Back to your post, soldier. We'll find this land, or die trying.
Land ho!
Come on. Where's the action?
Alliance ship! Port side! Attack!
If that was the old model of the orcs, then they still kind of look good, to be honest. Smashed, son. Okay. By the way, I heard the news about the Elon Musk. Apparently, he's working so much that he's actually sleeping on the floor of his office in the Tesla factory or whatever, you know. And if that is the truth and not some bullshit, then that's quite impressive, man. It's quite impressive. Okay, good, we can fly immediately. Perfect. Wait, they want me to go down and jump there.
Yo! Be good!
The hell is this thing? This bug. Let me try the second one. No, I'm so dead. I should be. Still alive. That's a surprise. I wanted to go to the cinema today, but I checked all the movies and I'm still kind of not impressed with anything. The only big thing that is coming out soon, I think, is the Avengers, the Infinity War, and Mission Impossible 6, I believe. That's what I remember and noticed and know. And the rest is kind of just meh. How are you supposed to even see what you do? It's terrible. What a mess. Good, let's fly up.
Time is money, friend. Keep it real.
Blood and thunder.
For the Horde. Fear nothing. The Horde shall prevail.
Okay. By the way, I do have an hour left. Wait, I'd say hour and 20 minutes before we start the RPG with the guild. I think we only have 5 people that signed up. We need 10. I hope a miracle will happen and we'll get some extra people. And speaking of the movies, I think they will deliver everything, you know, well with the Infinity War. But if they won't, if the Infinity War will be shit, I think this will be the last Marvel movie, or maybe even Disney, that I will ever watch in the cinema. I kid you not, you know. Enough is enough, man. And I won't, you know, bother because I never done this thing and I don't have any plans, and why would I? You know, telling people that it's shit, don't go, don't watch, I don't care. I think everyone has a right to make up their own opinion, minds, and everything, so... or get lost. By the way, I started leveling Dwarf Shaman. That's kind of cool to be on the Alliance side. I was planning, but I wouldn't start with, one of my good friends. He kind of just, wait, he started leveling, if I recall correctly, Alliance character. I noticed this thing, and we kind of just laughed about this thing. We had a talk, and then he actually told me that if I would come on the Alliance side, he would give me some good gold, like nearly 200,000 gold, which is insane. And I was like, shit, the offer is kind of good. It's gonna be a very comfortable way to start off the Alliance character, so without thinking for too much, I decided that, yeah, I'll give it a shot. What the hell do I need to do now? In case you never did those first quests on the Horde side in the Pandaria, I think Alliance should have the same thing. It pretty much starts off like a scenario, You don't actually like level yet, because you have to go through this little phase, and then you will be able to run around the zone, the Jade Forest, and do whatever you want.
Loktar.
Am I locked? Did I make a mistake?
Nothing shall stand in our way. Hellscream's eyes are upon you.
I'm out of range.
By the way, in Estonia, the weather is getting fine because today, the first time since the winter was kind of slowly, you know, passing away. Let's put it this way. Plus 18 degrees. That's a good thing, man. The weather is very good. If you plan on traveling anywhere to Baltic countries, then right now is the time. Right now is the moment.
You scum will not destroy this land as you defiled Kalimdor!
Alright, they do this thing.
No! They had an airbase! In an airbase! My ship!
There's a bug with the swords, because one sword stays in the side all the time, as we see right now, and the second one is always in the hand. That's kind of bizarre. It's never happened before. Must have been some new patch that kind of just messed it all up.
You, bear creature. What kind of sorcery was this?
Stranger, your own doubts have been made manifest. Pandaria is not like whatever
Blood
land
and
you
thunder.
come from. It lives and
May our
breathes.
foes flee
You should be
before
careful
you.
what kind of energy you bring here.
Ha! We bring only our honor.
Okay, they're gonna talk, they're gonna discuss different topics. Blah blah blah, this and that. For the Horde, for the Alliance, let's carry on. Dang, nice DPS, man. We have another DK here, man. Okay, time to escape. Good. I was watching some latest news of the John Jones from the UFC about his issues with the steroids, what happened, how it happened, why it happened, and everything else. I'm quite surprised with the Joe Rogan's stance, to be honest, in this thing, because when those news broke out that he was pretty much suspended for the second time because of the steroids, Joe Rogan was pretty much very quick to kind of just, you know, sail off the boat, off the hype train from the John Jones. He was like, it's done, you know, he's no good. And now he's kind of just trying to preach completely a different story.
What is your hurry?
That makes John Jones kind of innocent, you know, that yeah, he just used cocaine and the shit was inside of it, and it's not his fault pretty much, which I think it is, you know. I guess they should give him a last chance, and if he will be suspended for the third time, I think this should be fucking it, you know. Enough is enough. That's pure bullshit, man. Third time, fuck you. Can't do shit, can you? By the way, I haven't done those 2 quests that I picked up right now on my hunter when I came here for the first time to level. I think I skipped them. I didn't notice that they were so close. I almost have a full achievement done on the hunter when it comes to, you know, like making all the chain quests and all that stuff in this Jade Forest zone. And I definitely gonna wait for the heavyweight fight between the Daniel DC Cormier and Stipe Miocic, man. It's gonna be something special, boy. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. And of course it's gonna be a very heavy fight. I don't know, I would give like 55, I would give 60, fuck it, you know. 60% chance to win to Stipe and 40 to DC. Maybe even I should say 55 and 45. Or maybe even 50-50, I'm not sure. It's going to be a tough fight. DC fought as a heavyweight many times before, so there's nothing new for him really. That's much better. And when it comes to Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw, they're gonna have a second rematch. And I think, you know, either Garbrandt gonna win in a crazy fashion, just destroy him and be a champ once again, or he will get destroyed, which I think most likely will happen. And damn, having 2 losses to the same guy who's a champion. Shit, that's not good, man. Look at John after fighting Rose 2 times, man. Her legacy is pretty much quite in a very unusual state right now. And by the way, if she were a true champion, then she will. Joanna, I speak about her right now. She should overcome this thing. And once again, you know, deliver, bounce back into the game. And show everyone why she is who she is, right?
Patience, patience.
And when it comes to Rose, man, she's definitely quite special, man. She's a beast, man. Dark Rose. She got some DPS, man.
Hello, man. Stay away from the fool you be.
Oh, I do remember those quests. Going down, son. By the way, I noticed some players, for example, they have a hunter on level 110 on the Horde side, and all of a sudden they decide to level him on the Alliance side. I can understand the temptation. Well, first of all, they're big fans of the game if they do this thing, but if you level if you have on your main hunter, for example, the class mount and tier 1 and tier 2 and tier 3, yeah? Then you can actually use them from level pretty much, I don't know, 1 or 10, like right away. And you can use the class mount as well on level 20, which is kind of insane. So I guess it feels cool to be able to ride on a class mount and get as a tier 1 hunter in the low level zones and all that stuff. Sometimes you can see those players and it always kind of looks very cool to have a level 23 player who's actually dressed out in a proper gear with a class mount. So that's a bit of a temptation to try as well. Let's go full DPS. Damn, his healing ability is so freaking good. I fucking love it, man. It's good, it's good. Wait, it's gonna be the final boss, I think, for the quest. Come here, monkeys. I almost hate to say it, but it just feels so much better to level on the flying mount. Give me a break. I guess the only exception is the new expansion, when it's all new, fancy and cool. And you've never seen those things. For example, I keep my eyes off from all these spoilers on the YouTube from the beta versions of the game and all that stuff. I don't want to know fucking anything. I heard some things about new trolls. They're gonna have especially a lot of new cool like forms for the druid class and all that stuff. Some trolls, but I don't want to know how they look. I don't want to know what's the twist, what's the thingy, you know. I shouldn't. I'd rather see it when the game will come out, you know.
Keep your eyes peeled for the Alliance.
I guess if you are like taking this game extremely seriously and you are highly competitive, or you want to be the first one to level to 110 in the world, in the real world, in the game world, whatever, then yeah, I guess maybe watching all the videos would be, first of all, a spoiler, but a good one, because you would have all information before the game would start, which is not a bad thing.
What do you need?
So I don't know.
Until
Dang. It's easy to level as DK, man. To be honest, it would be tough if you wouldn't have this healing ability, so just one thing changes everything. Insanely. Like, a lot. Just simply a lot, man. Where the hell are you going? Where? Come here, little one.
Target.
Let's free those fellas. Run. Run, motherfucker, run. Wait, I needed the launchers for taking the helicopters down, I believe. Okay, I still have a memory, that's always a pleasant thing. Well, I don't mean to say it as if I'm fucking 69, you know, or something. But just a good thing to remember. Because last time I was doing that quest, I'd say 4 months ago, plus minus a couple of weeks. Wait, let me put this thing here and just spam this thing left and right. I need 2 more, so I need to pick one. Rifle launcher. Let's check it out. Speaking of different things, by the way, I have seen that this Mark Zuckerberg, he had to he was like, what's it called? He was like, he had to explain some issues to the government of USA, you know, what happened with the Facebook and why there's some data that is getting leaked and sold and all that stuff. And damn, I think Mark could be easily one of the top actors, man, that I have seen by far. Because, and by the way, he looked so strange in those videos. Where he was talking to those government people. He looked so nervous. He reminded me of this character from the Capex movie where, you know, God bless him, Kevin Spacey was playing. Mark just didn't seem like a human. His eyes were like completely black, you know. Holy shit. He was so nervous, all sweaty and trying to be politically correct, you know. You wanted to free those fellas.
Greetings.
So yeah, to be honest, I'm kinda confused about the Facebook, because apparently, if you know where to search, you can find person's information, not only when it comes to Facebook, but even the Google stuff that you use, you know. And for example, if you think that when you watch porn, or God forbid, maybe even something that is more crazy than that, you know, people do have different tastes and preferences, then you can actually, I guess most of the people would do that through the private mode. But turns out that the private mode doesn't mean shit. It's private just for the sake of making you feel that it's private, but it's actually not, you know. So all the data that there is, man, it can be actually accessed, and yeah, that's not a good thing. I mean, if you have nothing to hide, well, that's a good thing. Why would you have to hide anything, right? But still, you know, just the notion of that the data is not actually safe at all, and it can be just hacked by anyone who knows how to do this thing. And from what I understood, you don't have to be a genius to hack into the data as well. It's quite easy, you know, so I don't know. It's kind of tricky. Imagine if there's a person who is like extremely negative and he wants to take you down by any means, to blackmail you or something, then yeah, this can be a bit tricky.
I'm not afraid of you.
I would say especially with people who like to be provocative, you know. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, because if you like to mess around and make different jokes that people who are your friends understand, but people who are not your friends won't understand, and if you joke around this way and someone takes what you said out of a context, then this can be definitely a bit of a disaster, man. Wait, I need to talk to two more.
Slow down.
Greetings.
So when it comes to Facebook and all that stuff, I have a page for over 5 or 8, 9 years now, and I will keep it. There is no reason to delete this thing, I think. Maybe I should just, you know, I suggest everything, at least thinks about this thing, just check your setups of your page. Maybe you should just tweak something, change something, improve it, you know, make it a bit different.
Still alive?
Miss my cry.
You find me alliance.
Because it's not a reasonable thing to have your information
I hunger.
being open to every single person that there is, you know.
Bring me back something tasty.
Put myself in a queue for the dungeon. Oh, that's how it works. You have to choose the bonus reputation. It's cool. Let's go. I do wonder how quickly do you get the invite. If it's gonna be quick, I will be surprised. I think it will take at least 15 or 20 minutes.
Still in height. Find him.
To be honest, running on the mounts through the zones is actually easy when you have done this thing before and you're doing it like for a second time. So you kind of just know how to get there quickly.
Know when to give up.
When I say there, I mean any corner of the map, you know. Oh shit, they know how to super quick, man.
Let's stink away from this land. I've let my king down.
Sorry, I'll finish off this quest later. Dungeons calling. Didn't get a chance to spec to the tank spec.
Just a drop of honey and a cane of sugar and maybe some corn.
I'm good to go now.
Yes, more corn.
Okay, let me think. Alright, okay. Didn't play the tank for a little while, a couple of days. Now it all seems to make sense. Clean.
Yes, yes. No, 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 no. Yes, no. Pivot.
Wait, I got the invite for the final boss, by the way. Just realized. I think.
No. What is this?
Yeah, that's why it was so quick, man.
Doesn't matter. Nothing will stop me now. What would I so wrong? Maybe if I...
Or I can summon the dragon as well. It will do a bit of a DPS on my behalf. No, I'm not sure what to do, man. Feel like a noob. Damn, the boss is getting healed, man. I can understand why the tank left, to be honest. Something is off here. Nobody knows what to do, really. And there we go. Where are the fucking ads, man? Come on, bastards. I wonder if I got the experience for the full run. I think I did. Bonus XP. I did, yeah. That's cool. That's cool. So it was quite a... I saved pretty much a lot of time this way.
Throughout the hills, Uncle God, this brewery was left in your care. What have you done? You again? Don't you see? I have made a name for myself at last. I have brewed perfection. At what cost? The brewery is trashed, infested. Details. And there are vermin in the main store.
Look, Chen Stormstout, we all can't be heroes, running from our responsibilities, tromping around the dread wastes, saving the world. Some of us are artists.
I think the brewery might be on.
Okay, now we can pick the quest.
Welcome. Travel safe.
Speak up. White Tiger watch over you.
Waters, you will drown. Living water, bring them death.
Kind of weird boss, to be honest.
Behold the power
Come on, son.
torrential water. It only delays the inevitable. The water is fire.
Just actually, boss, remind me something that I checked something accidentally. When it comes to water, you know, some people claim that the water actually has the memory. And they did some experiment that they, for example, had like 5 bottles of water. Well, let's go for 2. 5 is too much. And on one there was like a paper that said like, you know, like something nice, like I love you or have a good day. And then they would crystallize. I mean, just freeze the water and just take a picture of the crystals inside of it, yeah. And the one with the nice message on the bottle actually would look decent. It would have a right shape, symmetrical, beautiful, and all that stuff. But the one that had like, you know, like fuck you message, it looked horrendous. There was no shape, there was no nothing. I'm sure many people would say like, fuck you, that's some bullshit. But I think the life itself is so bizarre and weird that there's definitely many things that we just don't know. So I wouldn't deny anything, really. Nice DPS good. Maybe that's a good team after all. That was a bit too quick to comment. By saying that I think I know why the tank left.
It is not yet
Damn, these are the cool Taurens, man. Come on. Add them into the game.
Let me shed some light.
Now that is a big difference between the Tauren and that Tauren, right?
When suddenly he was ambushed.
But instead we get the High Mountain Taurens. Which look cool, no complaints. Just a little side note. Yeah, we got the gear. Much better stats. Huge difference.
Strife feeds on conflict. When you have peace in your heart, strife will find somewhere else to roam. You have my thanks, heroes. You have given peace to this sacred temple. Now, off with you. I require...
By the way, you did make some quests here in this zone. You couldn't get into it without having to go into the dungeon only. Oh, I do remember this boss. Ah, right. I had some quest. I think it was some class quest. Maybe a monk one. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Yeah, it was a monk. Yeah. Artifact quest. Now it all makes sense. When I boosted my monk, to be honest, it took me like a couple of days to figure out actually how to play all the specs. I still need to work on the tank spec, but all the others I know how to play. And I was doing this quest, and I just, pretty much on the first day when I boosted my monk, I had this artifact quest here, if I remember correctly. And I literally didn't know even what spells to click, man, it was terrible. It took me like 5 tries, I think, to get the quest done. Easy.
Has been lifted from my eyes. Forgive me for doubting you.
Cool shoulders, by the way. Okay, good, nice one. The artwork itself is just insane, to be honest. I do get a feeling that most of us just don't take the time to appreciate this thing, you know, just to kind of look around and see for what it is and appreciate for what it is, you know? Just look at this thing, come on, it's insane. It's beautiful. And the colors are just good. Wait, you didn't turn in the quest, that's good plan.
Oh, hello.
Goodbye.
Tell me of your travels.
Oh, nice. Go for a haste.
I hope to see you again soon.
Hope that was the right choice. Everyone left. Give me a break. Okay, I guess maybe a dungeon will be on a little standby because I will continue streaming, out of a doubt, but this specific video will end and I will carry on into the RPG with the guildmates. And I really want to make it count and get the wins and just enjoy this thing with the guild members. This last one we had, the RPG, was a bit painful. And if I would have to put the blame on anyone at all, seriously, I would do it all, only on myself, you know, because, yeah, that's all I can say. Wait, did I miss? Oh, right, okay. I was just chatting to a friend. Terrible. Oh no, be careful, boy. I know some people like to level as blood. I didn't try this thing. I mean, it makes sense, but I think the frost definitely has a bit of a more bursting. And by the way, after RPG I will continue leveling DK. And what I will say is that I want to try the Unholy Spec. Fuck yeah. I want to try this thing, boy. Show me what you got, pretty lady.
Don't you beasts know when to give up?
To give up? Oh, shut up, fool. The DK has some nice sound effects and animations are just second to none, man. And I think it by far the saddest class, the most boring one when it comes to actual animations, not the gameplay itself. I would say it's the Hunter, from what I have seen so far. I have 6 chars on level 110, and I will get more. So, who knows, I might change my opinion, but just my gut feeling tells me that I'm right. The Hunters, they just in any spec, the marksmanship, the beastmaster or survival, there is no action, there is no movement, there is no emotion. It's just all the same. Just have a gun, you shoot. You have a weapon, you just smash. You know, rogues, they can just leap into the air and just strike it back in your ass, you know. Demon Hunters, same thing. And so many other classes, the mages, all those animations and blinks, and it's cool. The warlocks are kind of... Kind of as well, I think a little bit maybe boring. Though casting those fucking chaos bolts is a pure fun, pure pleasure. It's a good thing.
We are not afraid to fight. Our warriors, while few in number, are
Didn't like monks from the start, to be honest, but I kind of find them funny. The way they move, the way they walk and everything else.
Your conflict will have immense consequences here. Do not bring your war to these shores.
This is a hostile land, and we have no reinforcements. We're going to have to improvise, champion. But our orders stand. Hellscream will have his foothold here. We will not allow the Alliance to lay claim to this new world.
Come on, son. Can I turn in the quest, please? Something between those lines. Alright, they're gonna have a camp here. Yes.
Blood and thunder.
Blood and thunder. Go for this one, it kinda looks cool.
Fear nothing. The Horde shall prevail.
Okay, let's pick the new quests.
Have you brought fresh corpses?
Are these undead? I do remember her, she will be doing some quests with me. She's like an active NPC thing, you know. Interactive, I should say. And she will travel through some different zones, if I recall correctly, if my memory is not lying to me. And there's a storyline as well, which I don't remember well, to be honest. It's cool to be able to run on top of the water. The frosty key. Yeah, boy. I think there should be a mine somewhere. Yeah, there is. There always is. Ooh, another one. Yeah, boy. But okay, guys. Actually, we can do a few quests more before we start the RPG. Still have time. We still have time. No. So what is going on? To be honest, when I heard... I think I haven't said this thing before, could be wrong. Maybe I did, but... When I heard for the first time they gonna go for the battle for the Azeroth, it didn't make much sense to me, and I was wrong about this thing, and I will explain why. Because I was like, hey, listen, for all the stuff that there was in the game, and the Horde had to work with the Alliance, all of a sudden they're gonna fight each other. That makes no sense. Actually, it does, because in real life the same thing happens, you know? The friends become enemies. They backstab each other. They have different interests, and they're all of a sudden they're enemies, you know? Especially this thing works in the politics, you know? God knows this thing. It's terrible. So, in many ways, it makes perfect sense. So, if they're gonna deliver on the expansion itself, then kudos to the Blizzard. All the credit goes to them. Nice DPS, man. Let me save that monkey. What a joke. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. Wait, what do we need to click on those, yeah? Hell is this thing? Yeah, we'll get the DK to level 90 today. After the RGB session, we're gonna quickly start smashing all the quests, all the dungeons. I should think if I should combine the questing with the dungeons, or should I just quest?
Time is money, friend. Keep it real.
I think I should combine, but I shouldn't overkill it with the dungeons. Oh, that quest, yeah. It was insane. Hey monkey, catch there. Wipe your ass, boy. Done. Come on, son. 3 more. Good. Give me a break, I need 2 more. To be more careful. Sorry. I mean to waste time. Okay, another try. Why not? Now we're done.
Will succeed.
Delicious. Quick and clean, friends. Quick and...
or the Horn.
But okay guys, to be honest I'm not saying goodbyes, because we're gonna see each other soon enough. But yeah, thank you for your attention, and see you soon enough, less than in 2 hours I reckon. And yeah, once again thank you for your attention. If you have any questions you can always hit me up on any social media, and with that being said I wish you a great morning, day, evening, night, depending on where you are on this planet. I mean the real planet, right? Or the Warcraft itself. But yeah, see you soon guys.